Alright, today we're going to take a look at my Yongnuo camera lens, and this is the 50mm. So I think some people call it the nifty 50. I'm not sure why they call it that, but that's just what it's called. So yeah, let's go ahead and have a look. So this camera, it's not really, well, when I bought it, to me it was a really expensive camera. I bought it, it was like maybe like 1100 or 1200. This is the Canon EOS Rebel T4i. So now that I know a little bit more about cameras, I know that this is not top of the line, but it's still a decent, it's like an entry level DSLR camera. So the stock lenses that I got with this, you can't have that blurry background. So for my job, sometimes I interview people or I just take pictures of people, and I needed one of these lenses. So if you get the 50mm or the 30, I think it's 30 or 35mm Canon, it's pretty expensive. I mean, you could probably plan on spending $400 plus for that lens. The cool thing about this one is less than $100 delivered. So when I decided to go ahead and buy this, I found that they had a lot of good reviews on this lens of theirs. So I decided to go ahead and give it a shot. And since the price of it was pretty cheap, I just figured, hey, you know what? I'll give it a shot. If it doesn't work, then, you know, whatever. I didn't lose that much money. So I decided to go ahead and give it a shot. And actually, it works really well, in my opinion. So I'm not a professional photographer. I'm not a professional videographer, as you can tell by my shaky review video that you're watching right now. But what I can say is the pictures and the photos that I take with this camera, it's a lot easier to use, and it comes out much more professional looking than the stock or the, I'm not sure what you call them, out of the box lenses that come with the Rebel T4i. So a part of that is because this lens right here, it has a very shallow depth of view. So when you're taking a picture of somebody, it really gives that kind of blurry background, and actually works when you're doing video as well. So if you're going to be doing some YouTube videos or some kind of like interviews, or maybe even doing profile photos, this is actually a really good, inexpensive lens to buy because you get that professional blurry background. So let me go ahead and take it off the camera, and that way you can take a look at it. You can take a little closer. Alright, so as you can see, it's just like any other lens. You just kind of pop it in, twist it, you release with this button. And let's go ahead and look at this. Alright, so on this lens it has all the basic settings that my other lenses have. So it has the autofocus and then the manual focus. I usually leave this on autofocus because, again, I'm not an experienced photographer or videographer, so it's just easier for me. I do actually use the Canon software to kind of adjust the f-stop and then also the ISO, so that way I get that nice blurry background. But if you don't know how to use that, there are a lot of videos and tutorials that show you how to make that blurry background. But one of the most important things is you do need one of these types of lenses. So as far as the quality goes, like I said, I'm not a great photographer, but for me this is awesome. This is really just a great lens. It does exactly what I want it to do. But once I become more and more experienced, maybe I will be able to see the difference between this and a $500 lens. But for right now, at this point in my photography experience, it's really good. Now, I guess to kind of compare, when you were a kid, or when I was a kid, and I would go to McDonald's, it was just the best thing ever. I just really loved the French fries. The hamburger was top-notch, really high quality, just the most delicious thing ever. And now that I'm older, that's definitely one of the last places I want to eat. Although I still go there, sometimes it is yummy, but I can tell the quality is much less than a regular restaurant, and then also the nutritional value is probably not ideal. But the only reason I know that is through experience in my life, and maybe I will have the same feeling about this lens. Again, once I turned this thing on, it was just awesome. It just it does everything that I need it to do, and it makes everything seem so much more professional. But possibly once I get my hands on a more expensive lens like the $500 or $1,000 or even more lens, maybe I'll be able to tell the difference. But for now, this is just perfect, and it's really upgraded the photos and the videos that I do with this lens. When I am talking to people or interviewing people, it just gives it a nice look. So I don't have the box for this, so I won't be able to show you the packaging, but it's pretty just simple packaging. It just comes in like a little box, padded envelope, and that's it. So I don't know, you don't really need like fancy packaging for this, but it did come with this cap, and it did come with the protection cap here in the back as well. I don't have that here with me right now, it's in my bag, just because I always have this camera, or I always have this lens on the camera anyways. So anyhow, yeah, if you're looking for a very good priced 50mm lens for your Canon, be sure to click the description for the most recent price. And also, if you know if this lens works on a different camera brand, let me know, because I don't know. I've only used Canon. I don't know if this would actually fit on any other brand. If so, leave a comment below. But hopefully you liked my talk through on this and you end up checking these out. Check the description for more information, and hope you have a nice day.